So it is the day before my foot tattoo because I kind of want to make this like a journey video and take you guys through this because I didn't really do that for my first tattoo. I just sort of made like a dedication video about it, and I want to do something different this time. I'm excited. My mom might get a tattoo too, so we'll see how that goes.
Before.
I love that. It's like the best, like I always tell people, like if no one else says that, I like wait for people to say that, and if they don't, like I do, because it never gets old. Like I've been tattooing for 5 years, and the amount of people that like you take the stencil off and they look at it and they're like, all right, cool, see you later. You know, like it literally never gets old for me.
Ooh, it's on my toe a little bit. Look.
Hang on.
Bride.
Yeah, no, there was nothing like that in my idea. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not a big Tim Burton fan. I think what he does is cool, but it's just not really like my thing.
She likes Jack.
See,
But it's because I grew up on it. It's not because, oh, that's what cool people like. It's like, no, I was like 5 years old and my mom had to always rewind the VHS tape so I could watch it.
See, I hated Tim Burton when I was a kid because James and the Giant Peach scared the fuck out of me.
Oh my god, that movie.
That was The Nightmare Before Christmas. She was little and I started watching it and I'm like, oh my god, no. Enough of the pictures already.
It's nice that he's letting us take pictures.
Kind of like step by step because, you know, we had the nothing, the outline.
Yeah. What I think is weird is, I don't know why, but a lot of piercers won't let you take pictures or videos.
Yeah.
And I don't know why. You know, I don't know if it's like something to do with the procedure or if it's like, you know, I really have no idea. But when we were in Wazuk, we had a piercer and he was like that too. And I never, now that I think about it, I never asked him why. Do you know why, Thomas?
Well, they're probably on some predator list.
That is true. He's like, well, did I warn them that...
They're creepy.
Yeah, piercers are typically creepy.
My friend audio recorded while she got hers done, and that's when he messed up and had to get it twice.
Really?
Yeah.
Piercing's kind of a weird thing. It's not a perfect craft, you know, like
because people's bodies are different and stuff like that.
My dad pierced my ears the first set of holes. Olivia, get your phone out of your nose. That's not what you're supposed to be taking pictures of. And there was somebody else that I told about that, and I'm supposed to let them know if they can get goats, and I forgot who it was that asked me. They'd come in and I'll be like, oh.
Canada legally when you're like 19, and that's like the most exciting thing that you can do.
They let you do that with the state ID?
Yeah.
Don't get any ideas, guys. Don't give them any ideas.
You're not allowed though. You guys specifically aren't
That
allowed.
was years ago.
Yeah, that was back when I was 19. That was 6 whole years ago.
They said this should be good for what, 6 years?
10.
10 years.
I'm officially at my 1 week mark with my tattoo. So right now it has officially started to peel, and it's kind of weird because it's peeling like top to bottom. So like right now the flower crown is extremely peely. It's really crusty and gross, and the ear of the goat is starting to sort of peel. Since it's on my foot, it's super hard to like not peel it. I don't know how to describe it, but when I put socks on, I like roll the sock up to the very top and I like keep it loose. But when I put shoes on, like you're gonna have rubbing with your sock and your shoe naturally with just walking. So the flowers are kind of like rolling up onto themselves. But I haven't had any bleeding or anything, which is a good sign, because if there's bleeding then that means a scab came off before it was supposed to. But it hasn't burned or given me any pain since I actually got it done. The only pain that I've had from it is because it swelled up, but I mean I was on my feet for the first 3 days after my tattoo because I was traveling and going to concerts. It just feels like I have a sticker on my foot and it's like rubbing off. Like it's just a weird feeling, but it's not like painful or like irritating. It's just like, oh, there's a tattoo on my foot and I can feel it. So I'm now on my day 10 of my tattoo. It's really started to peel more, and I think it's interesting how this one is more so peeling than scabbing. I actually haven't had any scabbing at all. It's just my skin cracked and is peeling. I actually kind of prefer it than scabbing. I find it less irritating. It's been a really good experience so far. I'm cleaning it with warm water, lukewarm water, and Dial antibacterial soap, and then applying a thin layer of coconut butter on it. It's not swollen anymore, and it doesn't really bother me. I'm just a little more cautious because I don't want to pull like the flakes off unintentionally. So we're unfortunately at the end of this little journey and this video. I really enjoyed making this video for you guys. I had a lot of fun with it. It's something a little bit different for my channel. I would love to do videos like this in the future. Another tattoo or two maybe on July 12th. So I will be doing another video similar to this one, but maybe a little more fun, maybe a little more interesting, and not so like point blank. I'm sure the healing process will be a little bit different, but for the most part it will be the same. So I do want to put bits of that in the video, but I don't want it to be an exact replica of this video. I want them to be their own little stories and a little bit different from each other. Let me know if you guys liked this video and if you would like to see more videos like this in the future. So with that being said, it is week 3. It's like day 20. My tattoo is fully healed now. I don't know if it has to do with the way that it healed and how it peeled more so than scabbed, if that's what is happening right now, or if it's just dry skin and I need to keep exfoliating it. I've been applying lotion obviously even after it was fully healed because of this, and to see if it will help. And it hasn't really helped too much, and I can pick these pieces of skin off and there's no ink in them. It's almost, it's like if I put glue, like Elmer's glue, on my foot and then picked it off. Like, that's what I'm experiencing. It's not an infection, it's not anything crazy like that. I think it's just my skin. I think the healing process was overall amazing. It was very little pain. Again, most of the pain was from swelling, but I was on my feet for the first 3 days after getting the tattoo. And the most pain I felt was when putting my shoes on. Actually, the sock was fine because you could stretch it out and pull it up on your own, but when I was like trying to slide into my shoes, even after untying them a little bit, it still caused a bit of pressure on the very top of the tattoo, so in the flower crown. And that would burn for about, I would say, maybe 10 or 15 minutes, and then it would just go away. Don't experience that anymore. Don't have any issues putting on shoes. The coloring has definitely gone down a little bit. I love the coloring of the goat since it is healed. I think it looks a lot more subtle, a little more accurate to the color of the goat. It's a little more caramelized and like rosy. I don't really know what happened is the sunflowers. They aren't as yellow, which with yellow ink I kind of assumed that, but the flowers in the crown are perfectly fine and they're orange and yellow as well. So I don't know if it has to do with maybe the location. The sunflowers were the last thing to heal, so I don't know if that has a fact in it at all. Some of it is actually my skin tone, but because of my skin tone, I don't really mind it. You can still obviously tell that there's sunflowers and there is yellow in them, but the center one is a lot more like what it was when it was done than the two on the side. I love my tattoo. I think that it looks amazing. I wouldn't change it at all. I was shocked when I saw the design he drew up. It was exactly what I imagined and more. I did want to talk about the meaning of this tattoo a little bit. I thought I would do a little more in depth on it. I did sort of touch on what it meant on social media. If you guys follow me on Twitter or Instagram, I did kind of touch on some certain people in my life and that it is for them. This goat is a little goat that I had met, and her name was Hope, and she was a runt of the litter and she didn't make it. I think she lived maybe 6 or 8 weeks. Bottle fed, she was inside, and then they finally let her outside because they didn't think that she was going to be able to make it. So she had a really enjoyable life for however short it was, and she was so happy, so go-lucky, and it was like I couldn't believe that she wasn't going to make it because she just looked absolutely beautiful and like fine. Didn't end up making it, but she was one of my favorite goats that I ever experienced because of how tiny she was and how cute she was and how I just loved her. She was like a little miniature, like a dog almost, because you were able to hold her and pick her up and just cuddle on her and everything. She was just fantastic and one of the best experiences I've ever had with an animal. It's more so to do with the people who had her, and they were very close family friends. I went there every single week. We went to the farm and I played with the goats and I played with the dogs and the cows. We rounded up the cows. I drove the tractors. It was just the best time of my life, and these people were so important to me, and we had so many memories with these people. Like, these people were my best friends, but they were like the aunt and uncle, like the friend aunt and uncle. Like, I viewed them as if they were
family, because not only the age difference, but just the way that they interacted with me was very intimate, very like sentimental, and like just one of the purest forms of love I've ever had with a person. These were like my closest people. Unfortunately, after about 2 years, they moved away. They moved out of state. They moved so far away. So we only got to see each of them once after they moved. They both came up on separate occasions. If you guys watch my 1-800 video, I talked a lot about this specific person I had lost to suicide. And the female of the group was the one who committed suicide. And so I wanted something for her, and I visit her often, and her gravestone has tulips on it. That's why there are tulips in the flower crown on the goat, and also why I got the goat, because it kind of represents them, and the name itself, Hope, is so impactful. You know, life is beautiful, and there's always going to be questions that I have that are never going to get answered as to why she did what she did, because I just will never know the answers to that. Like, you just won't know. So this is just a sign and reminder to live life to the fullest, and to just always have hope and always have a belief that things were going to get better, and be hopeful in every situation and take the negatives and make them into something positive. The guy friend had a lot of tattoos, very awesome dude, and he loved my first tattoo. He thought it was so cool, and he passed away unexpectedly, and we found out by Googling and trying to get in contact with him, because we were unable to reach him. We couldn't get a hold of him for an obvious reason now. So my mom was trying to find more information, like maybe a different phone number, and she Googled it and found his obituary. So that happened. That was very traumatizing, something to go through, like just not knowing and then finding out that way is crazy experience. Joey Graceffa made a video talking about how that's how he found out his friend passed away, and I honestly relate to that video so much now. It's just, it's a really hard thing to deal with, and then my mom's also in it, so it's 3 of the most important people in my life, and then that is why I'm also going back in July to finish my first tattoo, one to erase the terrible experience that I had with it, which I didn't really discuss in my first tattoo video. I might do a separate video and just discuss that terrible experience and like give a story time, because I want you guys to never go through something like that. If you have any questions or any concerns or anything specific that I may not have touched on, let me know in the comments down below. Oh! The pain! The pain! I didn't talk about the pain. Oh my god. It was... ugh. It wasn't enough for me to like scream or cry or faint or feel lightheaded or like, but what hurt the most was definitely the outline, because the outline went everywhere, honey, and that was not fun. And the flowers, because they were at the very bottom of my foot and the very top of my foot. Oh my god, the sunflowers were atrocious. The one is even on my toe, and I have really bony feet, so I was really scared to get this tattoo done for a very long time. And I had just reason to. The goat itself actually didn't hurt, aside from like the eyes, but that's more so because they are part of the crown. Foot tattoos are not fun. Not fun. And I'm so excited for my next one, because I'm gonna maybe get something on my ribs, and I know that that's not fun either, so I'm just excited. That's all I gotta say for you guys. I love you, and I'll see you again soon. Peace out, Girl Scouts.